Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing a reading for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. And as I shuffle the deck, getting an idea of what's going on with everyone. And just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So, card fell out. I'm not going to keep it. Anyway, so if this doesn't resonate with you, then please move on. Because, yeah. I am loving this fall weather, by the way. I love the foliage and the leaves and just kind of, I like I love pumpkin spice season, but I don't necessarily love pumpkin spice because to me it's just way too sweet, but I love fall nonetheless. My birthday is in a couple weeks, and yeah, so we'll see. I can't believe I'll be 35 this year. My goodness. So, oh yeah, so I had a friend of mine who follows my channel tell me that she doesn't see a lot of crystals, just, in my area, but I do have this one. It's an amethyst geode, and I just always love amethyst, so it's always on my table, and I figured I'd just show her. And I have this little turtle. Whoops. Yeah, a little turtle that I got just to keep me some company. Yeah. But, anyway, let's get started. And again, for those of you that are new, I tend to pull 2 cards before I start my reading, just for clarification. I don't like to, well, in tarot, there's really no such thing as saying the wrong thing, but for lack of a better phrase, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So, just in case, I like to pull 2 cards. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Empress. And isn't that nice? Right, this is some real kind of wholesome energy that we're getting here. Just kind of reminding us that it's okay if we're taking our time, kind of moving through life, kind of slowly. That's all right. It's okay because we have the Empress here, and she is going to be with us through the whole way. Yeah. And we have the Chariot, which means that we are determined as hell, right? To really move forward with, whatever we're doing. It could be like a new sense of values, especially with the 10 of Pentacles, because Pentacles are all about like earth elements. So your values, it could be monetary or like money. It could also be just that you're really starting to find stable ground wherever, like whatever you're doing. So I think that's a good indicator, especially with the Empress and the Chariot being here. That's very good, kind of wholesome energy. Positive energy too. Yeah. We have the Four of Cups. At first I thought, like, okay, so maybe some of us are feeling a little disillusioned, or like we're not really seeing the bigger picture, but I don't think that's the case. In this case, I feel like the Four of Cups is more about looking at all the options in front of us, right? We have so many things to choose from that we don't know what to do. So this is about like moving forward and really making a choice about what to do next. So, you know, you've achieved this like Ten of Pentacles energy already with the Empress and the Chariot. Now it's time to do something new, but not necessarily give up what you've worked so hard on doing. I think that's an important distinction to make, is that you can find new hobbies with the Four of Cups, but still be your most authentic self. I see. Okay. I'm going to pull another clarifier. It's the same card that fell out earlier. Okay. This next card we have is the Devil. And the clarifier is the Six of Pentacles. So really, we're starting to see ourselves as something bigger, right? Something bigger than just ourselves. And again, it could be like some new kind of value system that we're starting to do, or starting to work on. And the Devil is here to really kind of remind us that it's okay to really feel like you're not making progress, but it's also okay to remember that you are, with the Six of Pentacles, right? The Devil is really kind of like the card that I call your own worst enemy. Like, you are your own worst enemy. And you kind of play games with yourself sometimes. So like really kind of flip-flopping. Again, that's like a common theme that I've been picking up on lately. But it's okay if you like don't want to make a choice just yet on like a new hobby, or like, you know, from all of these options that are in front of you, it's okay to stall a little bit. Yeah, okay. I think that makes more sense than... So it's really just about embracing the unknown. We have the Moon. Again, another Moon card. I've also been getting the Moon card quite a bit lately. Four of Cups, Five of Cups, you know. So the Moon is really just kind of recognizing that there are aspects of ourselves that we don't necessarily know about, that we're unaware of, or like hidden motivations behind certain things that we do, or certain things that other people do, that we don't really know why it kind of rubs us the wrong way. And so I think with the Moon being here, it's really about delving into that sort of unknown part of yourself, your subconscious self. It could be through dreams, it could be through sort of like visions, or you know, mediumship, anything like that. Okay, so the Page of Wands is here to remind us again that, you know, we should just jump in, do things without abandon, really kind of go for what we want. And if you look real closely, the Page of Wands is wearing a blindfold. So the Page of Wands doesn't really know what they're doing. They're just kind of going in, all in, right? So I think that's kind of the message for you now, is to really just go in, like go head first into your unconscious, or, you know, the sort of part of yourself that maybe you don't necessarily want to know more about, or that you don't know about. It's kind of a way of exploring that aspect of yourself, that sort of nature or inherent nature, that sort of passion part of you, that, like, I guess the wands are all about fire and like the act of doing something, right? So it's really just a way of guiding you to do the right thing for yourself. Right. Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles here, we really have to analyze our priorities here. We really have to kind of keep to ourselves a little bit more, about what our plans are potentially for the future. It seems like, you know, we're really starting to gather momentum, especially with this Page of Wands. We're gaining momentum with what we want. Four of Pentacles is here to remind us that we really have to kind of keep our cards as close to our chest at this point, because not everyone is going to understand. And I think, okay, that's like the moon aspect of this reading, is that, you know, it seems like it's unknown to other people, but maybe it's not unknown to you, but other people won't see it coming. Okay, and this is all about like self-actualization, really kind of finding your way. We have the Ten of Cups, and I think you finally started to kind of gain this sense of wholeness and completeness within yourself. You're ready to start like a new kind of not identity, but this new kind of progression forward in your life. And it's going to be very positive. Yeah. We have the Star. And what did I say about like self-actualization, realization of sort of being able to give and take at the same time, but in a healthy kind of way. So really focusing in on your emotions and really learning from others, absorbing, so to speak, what you want to know, for instance, from others, but also giving back at the same time. The Star is really just like being your own person, shining in your own light, like being your true self. Yeah. oh gosh, okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So really this is all about like a new system of values for yourself. Really starting on something new, kind of beginning a journey of self-exploration, of again, self-actualization. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I keep fiddling with my hair because it's in my face. Okay. So, right, so back to self-actualization is that we have the Ten of Cups, the Star, and the Ace of Pentacles, right? So it's really just about really giving yourself what you need, taking in what you're calling, and being able to receive that. Yeah, okay. So this is, we have the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. So you're kind of starting to build a new foundation. It could be with someone, someone new potentially. And, you know, it eventually could lead to this Ten of Pentacles, right? Ten of Cups, I'm sorry. That just, you know, you're really starting to recognize that in yourself. A lot of Pentacles today. We have the Two of Pentacles, right? So you finally learn to balance the different aspects of yourself, really. Oh my god. Yeah, you're learning to, like, you've really learned to balance your self very well, actually. And it's not like a precarious balance, it's a very stable kind of balance. Because we have the Three of Pentacles with strong foundations, right? So learning that balance is key to really understanding what it is that you're doing. We have the Five of Wands. This is really about like removing blockages from yourself. Again, balancing, removing blockages, removing barriers between yourself and others, as well as like being able to stay open and keep those barriers down for certain people. It could be this partnership that you started on, but also it's like kind of a reminder to like really let your guard down around the people that you trust the most. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting at. So letting your guard down around those you trust the most. Learning to really kind of be vulnerable and let other people in. We have the Six of Wands right after the Five. Yeah, and so, you know, you, instead of having these two crossed wands here, you've removed them, stuck them next to each other, and added one, right? So again, you're kind of like building this foundation for what you want to believe in. I mean, I think the Six of Wands is really about like a victory or like a success of some sort, because you've really kind of allowed yourself that vulnerability, and you've allowed other people to see it too. So I'm going to pull one more card and then do a little bit of an oracle read. Oh my goodness. Yawning. Whew. All right. Again, more pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, this value system you've built, this foundation, right? With the 3 of Pentacles, you've really learned to embrace the Empress energy here, this sort of divine feminine, being vulnerable, allowing others to see you for who you truly are, and allowing them to accept that. Because people only change if they truly want to, and I think that's a lesson that I've had to learn the hard way with certain people. So I think it's just something that I feel like is necessary right now to say. So anyway, I'm using my Woodland Wardens deck, my Oracle deck, and we'll see. Oh my gosh. So what is this reading about? What do we have in this reading? Ooh. Okay. We have the Boar and Pumpkin, and that's about confidence. It's really just like having that confidence to be vulnerable, right? Yeah. Because being vulnerable does take bravery, confidence, and allowing that other person or persons to see who you truly are. Ouch. There is like a mosquito buzzing around, and it is driving me crazy. Oh. I pulled 2. So the Bear and Cedar, and that's about leadership. This is about taking charge of your own circumstances. And we have the Trout and Lily of the Valley, and that's about purification. So allowing this sense of vulnerability is cathartic in a way. Because, you know, with other people who are willing to accept you for who you truly are is probably one of the most amazing things about humans, is that they can just accept you with all your flaws, with all your faults. And be okay with that. We have the Opossum and Peony, and that's about bashfulness. So it's, again, like this vulnerability, this kind of like being a little like reserved, kind of coy in a way about like, I don't really want to tell you all this, but it checks out. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because being bashful is kind of like being vulnerable. And what does that take? Confidence. And, in a sense, leadership of yourself, over yourself. I'll pull one more. And lastly, we have the salamander and black pepper, and that's about inspiration. Other people can inspire us to really be who we truly are. And that's another beautiful thing about being human, is that we're all in this together, as much as most people don't want to believe. It's really a time, the time is now to be inspired, to have inspiration, to do the right thing, to stand up for what you believe in. And while it's not for everybody to be a leader, they can be a little bit of a rebel in their own way. And I think that's truly something special, is that everyone has something different to offer. Not, because life would be so boring if everyone just offered the same thing over and over again with no new ideas, no new inspiration, no new confidence, no new types, like nothing, no types of leadership, like nothing new. So there are different types of leadership with different people. And that's an important distinction to make, because not everyone is the same. And I think that's really, really nice. So anyway, that's all I have for you. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.